What's your name?
My name's Trey.
Nice to meet you, Trey. I'm Daniel.
Nice to meet you, Daniel. I'm reading this.
Yep, go for it. Take your time. However much time you have.
Like, I'm confused because it feels like I'm just gonna take it at face value. The math major has black hair
Why do you think that?
because, like, the two statements don't have, like, they aren't connected at all, right?
They are connected, but like, okay, let's go down that route. If the person, so the guy who said he's a math major,
Yeah.
if that person was telling the truth, what would that mean then? So then, if that person was telling the truth, what would the other person's major be? So the other person who said he's a philosophy major, would that guy be telling the truth?
Maybe I'm not seeing it because I thought that, like, how does him, like, are these two separate people? Oh, two students.
Correct. So if we go down your route, right? The route that you just wanted to go down. So let's just say the guy who said I'm a math major,
Yeah.
so the one with black hair. All right, let's just say he was telling the truth.
Okay.
So now we look at the other guy. I'm a philosophy major, said the one with red hair. Well then, is this guy telling the truth or is he lying?
Well, if the math major's telling the truth, then he's lying.
Then this
Right.
guy's lying.
Yeah.
Well, how do you know that? Because it says, given that at least one of these students is lying, so it doesn't say specific one.
Yeah.
The question then arises: what color hair does what is it?
He's a math major.
Yeah. So what color hair does the math major have? So they're connected, but you don't know exactly that this person is lying.
I don't. Am I supposed to be able to know, or is it?
There's a logical answer.
There's
to
a
it.
logical answer here.
So what's going on in your mind? Let's think. What are you thinking about? Like, are you trying to?
Maybe they're also lying about their major.
They would have. I mean, they would. That's what they're lying about, right? So the major. That's correct. The major is the thing they're lying about.
Okay.
Correct. They're not lying about the color hair.
No, because I thought they were lying about the hair.
That would be like level 1,000 puzzle. I would not be able to solve that.
Because, like, me, if I keep setting it down and picking it up, eventually I'll get it. You know.
Maybe. Yeah. There's a force. I don't know what you're doing, but if it works for you.
Like they're back to this.
So maybe we can go down a route of thinking, all right, well, can we add some descriptors to the puzzle? So
What do you
like
mean?
maybe try describing it. So like maybe add a descriptor. So like maybe one descriptor would be it's binary, right? Because there's two
options. or
two
paths
options.
you can go down.
Yeah, I don't know, but two paths. Okay, well, why is that wrong? Why does the two paths part fail? Does it fail? So you
I don't
mentioned
know.
potentially two paths. Okay, so that's a dead end. But let's go down the binary adjectives that we just add. All right, well, we can say, all right, this puzzle's kind of binary because there's two people,
Mm-hmm.
two majors, right?
Yeah.
And there's also two hair colors.
Yeah.
So it's pretty separated. We can also say it's kind of symmetrical because, well, I mean, one person doesn't have the same hair color.
No.
So that's one route we can go down.
Wait. Do we know that?
Or do we?
They can both have the same hair color, right? Is
Can
that
they?
possible?
I mean,
I feel like it is because it only states that one's a math major, the other's a philosophy major. So both of them could have the same color hair, right?
said the one with red hair, said the one with black hair. So the puzzle, so the setting.
Oh, so they do have red and black hair.
Correct. So they're not lying about the hair color. They're lying about the. So it's like the setting. The narrator says, that's the setting, and then that there's the guy who said he's a math major. the person who said he's a math major, we don't know. We know that guy has black hair.
Yeah.
Another guy on a scooter. I don't know where this guy came up.
I was actually just playing basketball with him.
Yeah.
We're essentially going through a puzzle here. I have a YouTube channel, so I'm recording this interaction.
Oh, what's up, YouTube?
10 subscribers. What's up, guys?
Nice. Okay.
Curious to hear what you think about this. Very interesting.
One math major, one philosophy major person. At least one of these students is lying. So both of them could be lying.
I didn't do anything. All right.
Wait.
So both of them could be lying. The math majors.
They're both. He's right, isn't he? They're both lying because.
Why?
Because if there's one of each, and at least one of them, it wouldn't make sense. If only one.
Crazy.
You got it.
You want to explain it? Wait,
How do you know
I want to
that?
hear what you're saying.
Well, okay. My reasoning based off that is if one of them's lying, that means that you have two philosophy majors now, or you have one person that isn't a math major. But if they're both lying, then this guy could be a philosophy major, and this guy could be a math major.
Yeah, if only one of them is lying, then there's two of the same major. So like,
That's a good point. Keep going down that route. Keep going.
that can't be possible. So they both got to be lying. So
Yes.
the math major has red hair.
Yes. Correct.
Let's go.
Oh, I forgot that was the question.
Yeah, it's kind of confusing. Yeah, the whole experience the whole experience here is that like, can you go? So what if? But it does say here's what it does say. It does say this is at a college campus. So what if they're in a theater?
A what?
What if they are in a theater? So like, what if they're acting this stuff out? So like, the whole point of this puzzle is that we have a solution, right?
Yeah.
It's pretty logical, but what if we wanted to go down a level deeper?
Mm-hmm.
How would you go down? How would you understand this puzzle a little bit deeper?
Are you saying like there's other solutions to it? Or are you
There
saying...
could be. I mean, why do we think it's so? Why do we think the only solution to this puzzle is logical? Right? I mean, think about the solutions that you have in your life. I mean, are all of them binary?
They are not.
So there could be something deeper going on here. So, like, for example, what if they're in the theater? So what if these are both actors?
Yeah.
I'm a math major, and they're a theater. Technically, they would be lying, right?
Yeah.
So that's the whole point. I mean, the whole point of this puzzle is
You're saying there could be more context to it?
Yeah, that's 100%. Any puzzle, any puzzle that you experience, you can always understand it a little bit deeper. That's one route we can take. Another route we can be like, all right, well, this is a college campus. What do people do in a college campus? Well, they have discourse. Maybe we have to understand more of the environment a little bit deeper. Why would this person be lying? Like, for example, one route that I thought about was the philosophy major. Like, people who are philosophy majors, maybe for him it's not lying.
Yeah.
Maybe for him it's like, oh, well, I'm not really lying. Maybe I'm playing opposite day today. I don't know what philosophy majors do.
No, I'm sure that's what they do.
Right?
Maybe.
Basically, what you're saying is everything that we think is logical about this puzzle could be fluid. It could be seen
Correct.
in a different way.
So that emerges from a core concept called deep understanding. So like, understanding is not binary; it's a spectrum, and there's prompts that you can understand. So wherever you are, you can always understand things deeper. And so that's the whole point of the puzzle, of this puzzle. It's coming from a book. If you guys are curious, it comes from this book that the guy who wrote this book is so beat up because I read this a lot of times. I'm addicted. I'm like a crack dude when it comes to puzzles. But like, the guy who wrote this book, that's where the puzzle emerged, and he said that the puzzle is actually not yes, the puzzle has a solution, but that's not the point. The point is to develop deeper understanding and to train your mind to start thinking about it deeper. There are different ways we could have approached this puzzle. So like, we can apply deeper understanding. So we can add like little adjectives. That's why I was trying to provoke you to add maybe adjectives. So I was telling him, hey, start describing it. Binary. Add a descriptor. Binary. Maybe not. Here we go. No, I was going to say non-binary. Anyways, but like, the point is then you have like different prompts. So like, then you can also try failing quickly. So what if you would have just approached this puzzle? I mean, you kind of did do that.
Yeah.
You're like, hey, the person who said, I think you said like, well, let's just take it at face value. You know, the guy who said I'm a math major, if that person was the one, if he was telling the truth, we saw how quickly it kind of broke up when we went to this one. And then there's like creating questions. So all this whole interaction has been like us creating questions. And then there's last one here, which is the flow of ideas. That's why I kept prompting you, hey, keep going down that route. Keep going. Let's see where we end up.
I wasn't making it though.
But we saw you didn't. But then we saw that you weren't making it.
Yeah, that's true.
See?
I mean, you have to try, go through it.
And eventually, what happens is, as you apply all these elements, you're open. You become open to change. You change. The puzzle changes. Now you can tell your friends about the puzzle.
Yeah.
Okay. A lot better than TikTok, right?
Yeah. No, it's cool. It was fun.
Yeah. If you guys are curious, I'm trying to get beta users completely for free. I have a website, and if you guys